Why is 64-bit Ubuntu not recommended for daily usage? I am just in the process of setting up a new laptop which came with Windows 7 64-bit installed. I am going to set it up to dual boot Windows 7 and Ubuntu. When I went to get the Ubuntu download, I noticed that the 64-bit version is labeled with not recommended for daily desktop usage, not recommended for daily desktop usage. Why would this be? Why is 64-bit Ubuntu not recommended for daily desktop usage?
A big problem with 64-bit on Linux is the Flash player. There's a beta plugin for 64-bit, but it does not get security updates, so you either needs to use a 32-bit plugin, plus 32-bit plugin wrapper, or you have to use the unsecure version. However, I'm using 64-bit Linux and have no problems. My distro is Gentoo, but I think Ubuntu should also run quite stable.
There's also the simple fact that if you ask a normal user whether they have a 32-bit or 64-bit CPU, they will look at you like you sprouted say for Beeble Brox's second head. This way, only users advanced enough to know whether they have a 64-bit capable machine will download it. Otherwise, normal users might go with 64, it must be better, regardless whether they have the hardware.
Using 64-bit Ubuntu 10.04 LTS. No problems here.
I had to double check since I don't recall seeing that warning before. I've been using the 64-bit desktop Ubuntu for a couple years now and have not had problems other than the above mentioned Flash player warning. Flash works for me but I'm on 10.4 LTS with several machines and they're all stable. Lack of drivers for your latest gadget might be a problem with 64-bit, but with 32-bit version of any OS you give up any use of memory beyond about 3 GB. That was the decider for me since I need the extra RAM to run VirtualBox and other programs.
Main reasons. Giving the choice is disorienting for a lot of user. 32-bit works on all machine, 64-bit use more RAM and more power. A very few programs use more than 4 GB. So 64-bit is bit faster, but the big majority of users surf and check their email and don't care about CPU hit without going to cry if the battery's life is cut by 30 minutes. In the past, Flash was kind of buggy on 64-bit, but this is no longer true. Adobe finally released a 64-bit version of their plugin, this URL. For more information you can read the thread on this URL.